The appointment where your doctor reads out your cholesterol number and the conversation moves, almost before you've processed it, straight to which statin you'll start. Food never got a seat at that table. I'm Annabelle Cross. Welcome to MedHeads. By the end of this, you'll know what the portfolio diet is, what a head-to-head trial against a prescription statin actually found, and what a week of eating it looks like in practice. Most of us only hear about high cholesterol when a doctor hands over a prescription. Statins work, they're backed by decades of evidence, and for many people, they're the right call. But Dr. David Jenkins at the University of Toronto spent the early 2000s building a different answer. A deliberate combination of foods, each one targeting a different step in cholesterol metabolism. He called it the portfolio diet. The portfolio diet names 4 specific food groups, each with a measurable daily target, each hitting a different point in the same problem. The most counterintuitive, plant sterols, molecules that plants manufacture in such close structural imitation of cholesterol that your intestinal wall can't easily distinguish them at the absorption gate. They queue for the same slots. Wherever a sterol lands, cholesterol doesn't get through. 2 grams a day, from nuts, seeds, and certain fortified spreads and juices. Then viscous fibre, about 20 grams a day from oats, barley, legumes, and certain fruits. It forms a gel in the digestive tract, binds to cholesterol, and escorts it out before absorption. Soy protein, roughly 50 grams daily from tofu, tempeh, edamame, soy milk, replacing some animal protein for a consistent, modest LDL reduction. And a small handful of nuts daily, almonds being the research workhorse. Cholesterol doesn't vanish from your diet, it gets out-competed at the door. The 2003 Jenkins trial, published in JAMA, compared the portfolio diet directly against lovastatin in people with established high cholesterol. After 1 month, the diet reduced LDL by 29%, the statin, 31%. That was a supervised clinical setting with intensive dietitian support. The statin won the trial. It won it by 2 percentage points. Here's the honest part. Most portfolio diet trials run 1 to 6 months and measure lipid markers, not heart attacks, not strokes. Long-term outcome data has only recently started to arrive. A 2025 prospective cohort study followed 14,800 adults for 22 years and found that people with the highest portfolio adherence had a 16% lower risk of dying from cardiovascular disease and 14% lower all-cause mortality. Observational, not a randomized trial, but it tracks with where the lipid numbers consistently point. The lipid trials measure months. The 22-year cohort measured something harder to argue with. The other real-world gap is adherence. Studies hitting 35% LDL reductions involve intensive dietitian support. Most people in free living conditions land closer to 17, still meaningful for borderline numbers, but worth knowing before you build the expectation. What does this actually look like to eat? Monday breakfast, oat porridge, a handful of almonds, a glass of fortified soy milk. That one meal covers viscous fibre, nuts, plant sterols, and soy protein simultaneously. Lunch, lentil and barley soup, fibre and plant protein in 1 bowl. Dinner, tofu stir-fry with edamame and greens. Snack, more almonds or psyllium in a smoothie if you're chasing the fibre number. Rotate and vary, that's the architecture. And you don't have to run all 4 groups from day 1. The biology doesn't wait for the complete set. Each component works independently. This doesn't have to land all at once. Oats and almonds at breakfast is a real first move. Have you tried eating any of these foods specifically for cholesterol? Or does high cholesterol still feel like a medication-only conversation? Tell me in the comments. I'm genuinely curious where people land on this. And if evidence-first health science is your thing, subscribe. There's more coming.